All right, what's up, YouTube? Trying to see if we're live right now. We should be, but I'm going to try to make sure. All righty. What
What's
is up, Coach Flat?
what's up?
I'm trying to make sure that we are currently live right now. And it looks like we are.
Look at that background.
What's up?
That background's awesome.
Well, look at my very legit microphone. What do you think about that?
I think it's beautiful.
And look at that. We've already got Sam Crickmar already commenting that him and Jaron, I'm the house. What? Me and Jaron in the house, not I'm the house. What's up, Sam Crickmar?
Oh,
Coach Flab, we got your audio?
can you hear me?
Yeah, we got you. We got you. All right, guys. Well, anyways, this is going to be our first of many streams to come. We called this new series Between Two Whistles. As you can tell, we got two coaches here, Coach Carver and Coach Flat. And today we're going to hit a lot of different topics, anything, especially Tennessee sports, whether it be Titans, Preds, Vanderbilt, Tennessee Vols, or anything across the nation. We'll go NFL, we'll go NHL, we'll go NBA, MLB, whatever, or we'll leave it out to y'all. We'll send out topics to y'all and then we'll talk about them. But first things first, this stream's going to be about we're going to hit about the Tennessee Titans getting a very critical, huge win yesterday against the Jacksonville Jaguars. That score was 42-14. Coach Flat, initial thoughts, go.
It's 42-20.
42-20, my fault.
I thought it was a huge win, obviously, for the Titans. They pretty much need to be very good down the stretch. Thought Tannehill played great. I thought they got the ball to Derrick Henry, and he's been phenomenal.
Now, let me just interrupt you for 1 second, Coach Flat. You said who played great?
Tannehill played great yesterday.
Tannehill played great. All y'all might be thinking, well, why is he making such a big deal about that? Coach Flat, have you been the biggest supporter of a Ryan Tannehill at quarterback?
No.
And that's a no. That's a no. Why is that? Let's just hit on this first. Why, coming into last week, were you not that big of a fan of Ryan Tannehill at quarterback for the Tennessee Titans?
And I'm still not. I'm okay with Ryan Tannehill finishing this season as the quarterback. I'm out on Mariota, as everyone is, but I am not in favor of a Ryan Tannehill extension to this point. I think he's got to do a lot more to show me. And frankly, the reason that I have that stance is it's not anything against him, really. It's just that I don't think that they're going to get any sort of discount, especially if he plays well. I can't see them signing him for less than $20 million a year. And I just don't think a 31 going on 32-year-old quarterback that's already failed with one franchise is worth paying $20 million a year. If they, I think at max, it wouldn't upset me if they gave him maybe a 2-year deal at 20 million, so a 2-year $40 million deal. But I can't justify them paying Ryan Tannehill $100 million over 5 years or anything crazy like that. So I guess it just depends on what the market's like. Um, but no, I'm not in awe of Ryan Tannehill like a lot of Titans fans seem to be.
Well, I see what you're saying there, and now we are talking about. Wait just a second. Let me get this all squared away. I'm trying to get this thing shared out through Facebook. Anyone who comes in here, biggest thing I want you to do, always drop that like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, hit subscribe, but let's share this thing. Let's get this thing on all social medias out there. Let's get as many people in this topics. I want everybody to comment in here, what's your opinions, and let's just all bounce this thing and let's get this thing big.
Look at Salvino and Borno right here. Freshman team vibes. I like it. All right. can I respond with these guys?
Yeah.
Like, well, I mean, like, where do I? I tried to chat 7-0, but it
Does it
didn't.
not let you? Does it not let you comment back?
I don't know. I tried to chat 7-0.
Well, it lets me comment back.
I'm a rookie at this, man.
But you can also go
What?
on your phone. Huh?
Watching the Predators live as we talk. The Predators trying to kill off a 5-on-3
I don't know how I don't know how I would tell him that.
playing some.
Terry said that if you go to your YouTube and you pop out your chat, it would be able to come over top where you could comment.
If I go to YouTube,
But I
yeah,
don't know.
that's okay. They can hear me.
We'll get better with that. But as always, guys, share this stream out. That way we can get this topic growing and have a lot of communications back and forth. But as far as going back to what you said, Coach Flat, I think hopefully Tannehill continues to grow, continues to have great success, and the Titans get those wins off of that. And then we won't have I don't think we got enough time to have the topic of how much should the Titans pay him? Should they pay him and should they retain him? I don't think that's a topic for today, but if he keeps winning, then we're definitely going to have that topic because the question will become at what price do you retain them and at what price do you not retain them? So
Yeah.
that, and I mean, with every win you're talking about, that topic is now going to become very realistic, don't you think?
Yeah, I think the most important thing to talk about right now um, is just for them to keep winning games and take it one game at a time. I think oh, I think I cut out there. But if they keep winning, the only topic of conversation that we should be having is whether or not they can win the AFC South.
Yep, and that's very realistic too. We got Justin Brown in the house saying first and foremost, the Titans need to lock down Derrick Henry. What's your initial thoughts to that one, Coach Flat?
Yeah, I see what he's saying. He's the best player on the offense. I don't think it's any question. Um, for me personally, I think quarterback is the priority. Just because it's such a vital position in this league. I think you get your quarterback paid, and then you see how much money that you have to spend, around him. That being said, Derrick Henry's he's going to be signed. They're going to re-sign Derrick Henry.
You're saying you think 100% certainty they re-sign Derrick Henry?
Yeah, I don't see any way that they let Derrick Henry walk in free agency.
That's tough because I mean, at what price tag is he gonna come at the Tennessee Titans? I mean, you gonna pay him Ezekiel Elliott?
Yeah, I think that I think if you're the Titans and he comes at you with Ezekiel Elliott money, or top running back money, you have a different conversation with him. And the main reason of that is he's not a three down running back the way that those other guys are.
No, he's not. So
and he's not good in pass protection. So I think that you can kind of cater your argument and the negotiation around. Yeah, you're great first and second down, but we take you off the field on third down a lot of times, which drives your value down. I think if he's realistic with himself and he's in that $7-8 million a year range, Ezekiel Elliott and those guys are more like 11 right now, then I think you re-sign him. I don't think there's any question about it.
I agree with that. I think 7-8 million, but what I'm starting to be scared of, I think he's going to come at you with a $10 million price tag, and I think the Titans might have to prepare themselves to let him walk because, boy, I don't know. I think Derrick Henry's running the ball very well, but I don't know if you can pay him that sort of money.
Yeah, it just depends on how they see him in the offense, and if he starts it at 10, I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans start at 6 or 7 and they meet at 8.5. $8.5 million, which would seem high to some people, but if he doesn't come off $10 million, it's a different conversation and it's a big decision for the Titans to make.
I hear you. Well, I think if you're a Jacksonville Jaguars fan, you probably say no way in any shape or form do you not re-sign Derrick Henry, because Jags fans they have nightmares about Derrick Henry, do they not?
Oh yeah, I mean, he's absolutely killed them the last 2 years. Of course, the 99-yard run, and then yesterday, the long 75-yard touchdown run, coupled with another touchdown on the next touch that he got after the fumble on the kickoff. And he ran hard yesterday. He really did. And I think if we can consistently get the type of Derrick Henry effort that we've gotten the last 2 weeks, the Titans.
Yeah, no, 100%.
To the quarterback, and of course, we don't want to talk too much about the quarterback today, but the Titans did not run block the way they are, or Derrick Henry did not run the ball the way
Uh-oh.
the first
All
few
right,
weeks
we're good.
either. So I don't think that this is all Mariota Tannehill, although Tannehill has been far better than Mariota was. I don't think there's any question about that. But
Yeah, I mean, I was a very big fan of Marcus Mariota. I said when people were saying he shouldn't have his chance this year, I said you've got to give him his due. Number 2 overall draft pick. And I mean, he had a lot of fourth quarter comeback wins. I mean, he led this team to a lot of victories, but I don't know. Something happened. I think it's his confidence got shaken. I think it had a lot to do with horrible O-line play. And then I also thought maybe the play calls were very vanilla at the start of the year. And I mean, ultimately, when it comes down to it, I don't think the Titans did a really good job of creating an offense around Mariota's strengths, and I think that hurt him. And I think this type of offense kind of suits Tannehill, his strengths, better than Mariota's. Does that make sense? Do you agree with that?
I agree with that. The Titans, frankly, have never done a good job catering to the strengths of their quarterback, no matter who it is. They didn't do a great job catering to Vince Young's strengths as
Yeah, that's true.
1-0 on the St. Louis Blues. Nick Bonino scored.
You say Preds are 1-0? Is that what you just said?
Yep, Preds just went up 1.
There we go. And that's another topic for another day. But Bertuzzi, or whatever his name is, suspended for 4 games after Victor Arvidsson's going to be out 18 games.
Man, this keeps cutting out pretty good. But yeah, we'll talk about that. But yeah, Nick Bonino with the snipe there. But the Titans, as we were talking about, I think that you're right. I just don't think that they've catered to any quarterback strength. I don't think they did it with Vince Young or Mariota or any of the guys. I think that they've kind of let a guy come in and say, this is the offense that we're going to run, and you're going to succeed in it or you're not. For the most part, I think there was a stretch where they kind of started to cater to Mariota's strengths a little more, and then they kind of got away from that. But that's a totally different topic. Mariota's career with the Titans is over, so
that's very true.
I don't really see any point in talking about whether or not it could have gone better at this point. It's kind of water under the bridge. It's over with, and Titans are going to have to find themselves another quarterback, whether it be Ryan Tannehill or someone in the draft. So, but more importantly than any of that, the Titans yesterday absolutely had to have that game, or their season, in my opinion, was over.
Absolutely, I think so.
And they got it. So they moved.
Well, I mean, as far as my end is, I see a little bit of we're having some slight delays, slight lags. I don't think it's nothing horrible, but hopefully we can get that fixed with more and more times we do this. But as far as what is that? What is that?
Natasha.
Oh, we're working right now. What can you say? But no, absolutely, that was a big win, and now you're talking about an even bigger game coming up that we'll probably hit on maybe later on in this week. But the Titans, they have not had a lot of success going to Indianapolis, and if you're going to find a way to win the division, you have got to break that streak of losing to the Colts over and over again.
Yeah, they've got to have this game if they want to win the division. You could maybe talk about, well, if they lose and then these other teams lose down the stretch to this team, and the Titans don't want to have to be in that situation again. They were in that situation last year. If they lose and these teams lose and get in the playoffs, we all saw what happened. They didn't get all of the help that they needed. They needed to win every single game down the stretch, and they lost one of them. So, um, the best thing the Titans can do right now is just think to themselves that they have to win every game that they have left on the schedule.
I still could see I still could see a way the Titans get into the playoffs if they go 4-1 or 5-1, whatever it is down the stretch. I think they can afford one loss. Do you think that is just impossible for the Titans at this point?
No, it's not. But they're guaranteed to make the playoffs. So 10-6, 10-6. I think it's very possible that 10-6 wins this division, especially if you win. Regardless of what happens against New Orleans and Oakland or Vegas, whatever.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, and the Titans did get some things to go in their favor this week. I mean, you had Oakland fall to the Jets, and then earlier in the week, I think it was big that the Texans beat the Colts because you've got the Texans twice remaining on schedule rather than the Colts. You only got them once because you've already lost to them. Real quick, as always, guys, if you're just now joining the show, hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't. Feel free to comment. That will grow this discussion. We're talking about the Tennessee Titans game yesterday. We're recapping that. The big win they had over the Jacksonville Jaguars, 42-20. And real quick, I'm just going to go over a few stats. Ryan Hill, he had a big day at 14 of 18, 259 yards, 2 touchdowns. And another big stat of his is that he does not turn the ball over nearly as much as what Mariota was doing earlier in the year. He had 0 picks. Then, of course, we already hit on it. Justin Brown wanted to talk about Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry had 19 carries, 159 yards, 8.4 average, and finished with 2 touchdowns. But then, I mean, this is the stat that, of course, catches everybody's eye when they watch Tannehill, and I don't think a whole lot of people thought about Tannehill when you consider the type of style of play he has. But Ryan Tannehill, 7 rushes, 40 yards, a 5.7 yard average, 2 touchdowns, and I think he captures the fan base's hearts with just how gritty and how he runs, and that seems awkward and seems, I don't know, unfair to say because I feel like Mariota did the same thing. But at this point, I even think the sidelines of that team is buying into Ryan Tannehill and how he's leading this offense. What's your thoughts on that?
Do you hear me when it cuts out like that? It keeps cutting out.
Nah, not much.
Okay. But I think the team. I think you're right. The team is buying into Tannehill. I think that they're behind him. I think he's the clear cut quarterback of this team going forward. And I think that you continue to ride Tannehill there. So another guy that's really stepped up that hadn't got as much of the attention that I think he deserves. It's really come on in his second year. Is Harold Landry.
Yes.
He's really becoming a threat off the edge. He's got 4 straight games with at least 1 sack, and he's approaching double digits on the year. So if the Titans can continue to get the production out of him to become an elite edge rusher, I think that it does so much for this team. They have a good secondary. They've got a great interior lineman in Jarrell Casey, and they really needed that. But if they can continue to get that pressure off the edge, I think it will be huge for them. Well, yeah, Ryan Johansson puts the Preds up 2-0.
Oh, wow. That's a big update there. That'd be a really good 2-game sweep if they can handle the St. Louis Blues. That could be something that kind of, gets them back on the track. But no, you did hit it. Harold Landry is starting to become that force off the edge that the Tennessee Titans have not had for a while, and that is making it harder for teams to drive down the field on them. And it's making that defense a lot more well-rounded because I think for the past couple of years now, we've talked about the Tennessee Titans having a pretty good secondary, a so-so linebacking core, but no pass rush whatsoever. So now that is finally starting to come together and click for them. So as we kind of recap, kind of sum up the just the game in of itself, I believe you went to the game. What's your overall finished comments? And let's put this game back in the books. But what's your overall comments as far as the Tennessee Titans 42, Jacksonville Jaguars 20, and how big was that win? And what does it do going forward?
Absolutely had to have it, as we talked about earlier. They're 6-5 now. They're right there in a fight for the division title, and I think it gives them a lot of confidence. I think they're playing with a lot of confidence right now. I think they kind of got out again. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, they're playing well. They had to have it, and you look forward and you take it one game at a time. And now they've got Indianapolis on the road in a place where they haven't won many football games, and they have to go get it done. And I think the Titans go into Indianapolis, and I think they play well. I think they actually come out of there with a win.
And I mean, you said it, and that's the thing, which already makes me mad about this Tennessee Titans team. But you have an Indianapolis Colts team that does not have their franchise quarterback anymore, Andrew Luck, and we still seem to have issues with them, and we struggle with, beating them. We have, if you want to take that next step and give yourself the best chance to win the division, you've got to go to Indianapolis and you've got to knock them off. We're both at 6-5 at right now, and the Tennessee Titans have got to find a way to come out of that game 7-5, and the Colts at 6-6, and then let that carry over into the end of the season. Real quick, Justin Brown also comments that he thinks A.J. Brown is having a really good rookie year and brings a lot to the offense. What's your thoughts on that, Coach Flatt?
Give me just a second.
Did you hear me, Coach Flatt?
Yeah, give me just a second, Colt.
Okay. Well, I'll hit on that while you're getting ready. But yeah, we'll go ahead and talk about that, Justin. But A.J. Brown, I think, is having a really good rookie season. I think that he brings a lot more dynamics to this offense. And I also think you're starting to see him take better strides with a Ryan Tannehill, because my biggest takeaway with Mariota and Ryan Tannehill was that Mariota could throw to people open. Ryan Tannehill throws people open. And I think that's why you're starting to see people like an A.J. Brown have a lot more success. And you're also seeing people like Jonnu Smith is another one who, if Coach Flatt was in here right now, he'd probably tell you. But he has had a heck of a year. In a year where last year we lose a Delaney Walker, the Tennessee Titans lose a Delaney Walker, and you see that really hurt the Tennessee Titans offense. Well, they haven't had him for about 4 weeks now, and they really haven't missed a beat. And I think it's been because of Ryan Tannehill and Jonnu Smith, their connection. They was always practicing with one another as far as the scout team reps. So, I mean, Jonnu Smith has came on. A.J. Brown has came on. You still see a Corey Davis has success. And I think a lot of this, and then also with a Ryan Tannehill, all of a sudden it looks like what's his name, the wide receiver, number 10, had the big touchdown catch. Help me out here, Coach Flat.
Sorry, I was reading the comments from Chase T66 and Dustin Carroll. There want us to come play Fortnite, but no, I know. I think that he's totally right with AJ Brown. I mean, he's had a great year. He Johnny Smith has been exactly what they wanted him to be. He plays a very similar style to Delaney Walker. So when Delaney Walker's not in there, he can kind of pick up right where the offense needs him to be, and they don't really miss a beat. Delaney's more explosive. He's a bigger weapon, and all that's true. But Delaney or Johnu can still be very effective for this offense, and he has been.
I think if you somehow can find a way to get Delaney back going into next week, if this offense can incorporate, which I think they will, a 2 tight end sets and really don't lose what Jonnu's been giving you, but add a Delaney Walker, now you're just talking about adding pieces. Look at there. Look at there. Little Coach Flat has joined the show. We have 2 special guests now. But I think adding a Delaney Walker would increase their chances to beating the Indianapolis Colts. So far, this has been a great stream, guys. We're not going to keep this too long. This has been the first one of many new series. The new series is called Between Two Whistles. We're going to be talking about anything sports. So as we wrap this show up,
Hold
Coach
up.
Flat, I want to ask you, what are the keys? And like I say, maybe later this week we'll talk about it going into next week's game. But what are the keys for the Tennessee Titans to go into this Sunday at Indianapolis and come away with a win and put themselves even closer to winning the AFC South?
I'd like to see them be a little more innovative offensively. They scored 42 points, but I thought the offensive game plan was pretty vanilla. Um, they ran a lot of the same concepts over the course of the game, and thankfully Jacksonville didn't really adjust to it, and they didn't really get stops. But I'd like to see a little bit more offensively and open it up a little bit more for Tannehill. Cut out again there. Well, let's see if we can open up this offense a little bit more and get him going. And of course, speed Derrick Henry. I don't expect Indianapolis with their offense to be able to score a ton of points on us. I think 24 or so points can win this football game, but just got to control the clock and play good offense. But you know, and the offensive line has to continue to play the way that they have the last few weeks, and I think that they will. Also, just real quick, speaking about the offensive line, I thought Taylor Lewan was a lot better last week. He's got a lot.
Agreed.
He's got a lot of criticism over the last few weeks, but I thought he was really good yesterday.
Well, I mean, it comes down to he's the highest paid tackle in the NFL. He has got to clean up his game. And I thought he did. And I also thought the Jacksonville Jaguars got away with a cheap shot to, I forgot, I don't even know how to pronounce his name, but he took a cheap shot to, yeah.
And Way took one pretty bad shot with the crown of his helmet into his ribs.
Yep.
And then Calais Campbell actually got one on him.
He did.
And I thought Lewan did a pretty good job not reacting to those and staying pretty even keel and not getting an unsportsmanlike penalty on him. But I thought he played well. There was a few times there was a screen to Dion Lewis early in the game where he quickly got up to the second level, got a block on a linebacker, and then got a little bit of a chip on a defensive back after that. So that's the kind of stuff that you want to see from Lewan, hustling downfield on the screen, and that went for a big play. I think Dion Lewis probably had his first positive play of the season.
That's what I was about to say. I thought of you when I think Dion Lewis because I know how you feel about a Dion Lewis in this offense. But to be real, like Dion Lewis was a really good football player for the New England Patriots. And I think it doesn't fall necessarily on Dion Lewis on why he's not productive in this offense. I think it falls on the coaches. And I thought they finally found a way to get him involved. And I feel like if you can find ways to get him 4 or 5 touches like that in a game, I think it just helps out this offense.
Yeah, he can walk.
But. Well, all right, guys. So we've hit on the game. We've hit on what they need to do as far as to go into Indianapolis and get a win there. Later on this week, we'll probably I think there's a big game getting ready to go on in East Tennessee, right? Yep. He's going to show up the UT colors. I'm going to show up the black and gold Vanderbilt colors if I can find them right now because I've kind of hit them because it's been that bad of a year so far for the Vanderbilt Commodores. But what could make a Vanderbilt Commodore season seem not so bad? Well, a win in Knoxville would make it seem not so bad. So the Vanderbilt Commodores, even though they're 3-8 and really have nothing to play for, they have a lot to play for this week as far as going into Knoxville and beating your rival. And the Vols have a lot to play for also. They're on a roll, and they're trying to continue that roll. And I think if they beat a Vanderbilt and finish at 7-5, you're probably talking about a New Year's Bowl. Would you not? Would you not agree with that?
I think so.
So that's going to be a big game. We'll come on a little bit later in the week. Maybe I don't know. We'll have to discuss when we could get on and discuss that topic because it's Thanksgiving week. So
Eli likes the Vols to cover.
Eli likes the Vols to cover. What's that line, real quick, Coach Flatt? What's that line?
21.5.
21.5. I'm also sure we'll have a discussion on should Derek Mason be the head coach of this Vanderbilt Commodores. You know, I've got an opinion. I'll keep it to myself right now. It could change with a certain way that Saturday's game could go down. Seems, well, look at that. The Carver Family Fishing comes in and says he thinks the line is a little low.
No, it's high. That's over 3 touchdowns.
Guys, that's coming from a Vanderbilt fan right there saying the line is low. That is how I would say most of your Vanderbilt fans kind of feel. I kind of agree, but I also think it's high. I don't know. I want to have hope. Unfortunately, I'm going to be at the game. Can't get out of it. Wish I could, but I can't. So I'm going to go into that game hoping that that Vanderbilt can find a way to squeak a win out. But I've seen every game for the Vols. Unfortunately, I've seen every game of Vanderbilt, and I just think it's not going to go well. So we'll see how that goes. But we'll
real quick talk about the reported 3,852 people in attendance at Vandy this past Saturday.
It was not 3,000. Did they really say that?
3,852. Your thoughts?
The fans have spoken. Like, all right. So real quick, you cannot come out. Here's a hot take for you. Let me get readjusted real quick. For a football team that was 2-8 before this week, you cannot come out and say 100% fact Derek Mason will be the football coach of this team next year. You are 2-8. You lost to a UNLV team. You lost to Florida 56-0. You lost to Kentucky, the worst loss that's ever been since 2001. And then you come out the day after and say Derek Mason is our football coach next year. You cannot do that and not expect the fans to react. Look, it's no secret Vandy fans have not been showing up this year, let alone past few years. I mean, it is what it is on West End. But James Franklin has showed it to where if you put winning seasons together, the fans will show up and they'll pack that little stadium, and that's fine. But for what it's been all year, there was no reason for Vanderbilt to come out and to announce that Derek Mason is going to be the football coach of that team next year, Because what if you would have lost in ETSU? You gonna still hire him? What if he goes up to Knoxville and loses 56-0 then? I promise you right now, if they go up to Knoxville and they lose 56-0, heads will freaking roll. And I don't see how in the world you come back and say, Derek Mason is our coach next year, whether you like it or not. Because if you come out and say that, then Vanderbilt Stadium might have tops 50 people at that stadium. I mean, it's already a joke right now on social media because when they try to spell Vandy out and it looks like half the V doesn't show up. And now you got hashtag Andy everywhere.
Yeah. Okay, so that's who they should fire is the band coordinator that thought it was a good idea to make the V out of the women not in band suits and the band do the ANDY because I thought they were giving an advertisement for Toy Story for a second. Because Andy, I thought Buzz Lightyear and Woody were going to come down and play with Andy on the field.
Oh man, it is so bad. But yeah, I seen the pictures, I seen the videos, and I mean it's I can't blame the fans. I mean, it's the same reason why I haven't. I've been a season ticket holder the past 4 years, and there's a reason why I didn't go to one game this year. I mean, it's bad. You know, there's Justin saying go Big Blue. Well, where was Big Blue when they played the Tennessee Vols? That's what I would like to say. Don't be celebrating about a win over the Vanderbilt Commodores when they're 3-8, okay, and they lost to UNLV. There's not a whole lot to celebrate about. If you're celebrating about that, then you're reaching. You're just reaching.
Colt, do you know where Evansville, Indiana is?
Oh, snap. Shots fired on the coach plays, everybody. Shots are fired, and I believe, what is it, Illinois or Indiana?
Indiana.
Who knows? He's going to say
Indiana. I have been there. There is a casino.
Yeah, I've been to that casino, yeah. I hear they're full of winners. So that one's probably going to sting Justin Brown there for a while. But yeah, I mean, you can't come out with that announcement and then expect the fans to not rejoice and come up with their answer. And I think Vandy fans not showing up was them saying, we don't agree with your decision. It's just the only bad thing about it. You've got seniors like Keyshawn Vaughn, Kalaje Lipscomb, and Jared Pickney that deserve a really good fan base behind them. So
bye-bye to them.
Yep, that is very true. So
right now,
I will say this: bye-bye, Batuli. You can leave because, dude, the dude is a stud linebacker.
We're okay with Henry Tuotu.
Yeah, that's very true. But we'll find a way to get on here later in the week, and we'll discuss that game, and we'll probably dive into a little bit more about the Titans and the Colts. It's a big weekend. I mean, it is a big weekend. Of course, we're going to have NFL football on Thanksgiving. I mean, that should be really good. And then you've got Vanderbilt versus Tennessee. You've got Titans versus Colts. So, big weekend of sports. We've got the Preds. Are they still up 2-0, Coach Flatt?
It's intermission right now, but I'm pretty sure it's 2-0.
2-0, so the Preds might be trying to bounce back. But anyways, guys, we appreciate you stopping in. We're going to start having this discussion a lot more. We're going to start talking a lot more sports. We enjoy it. We think y'all enjoy it. As always, when you come in here, hit that like button, hit subscribe, share out the video. That way we can get as many people in here. We want to see comments just going up and down because like we did during this channel, we see a comment, we talk about it. Right there, MJ Football says go Florida State Seminoles, and we're going to talk about it. Florida State Seminoles? Like, are you serious? Like, that's a joke of a program right now, right? I think Deion Sanders is going to be the head coach. Huh?
Who was that? Salvino? Borno?
Yeah, Salvino.
What are we doing here?
Well, yeah, right? What are we doing? We'll talk about sports, but does Florida State still play sports?
Yeah. Man, they got a head coach that didn't even sign a contract for some reason.
Oh,
fire! Did you hear about that?
No, I didn't hear about that.
Apparently, Willie Taggart never signed an official contract when Florida State hired him.
How does that happen? I mean, I don't. Well, then, so are they going to get out of paying them or something?
He says better than Vanderbilt.
This is where, we get on this talk show and we're going to have to stay unbiased and we're going to have to stay even keel because people's going to come in here and throw blasphemy and up and all this stuff and take shots. And we're going to have to take them. So
who would win a game between Florida State and Vanderbilt right now?
What?
Who would win a game between Florida State and Vanderbilt?
I think that's going to do it for the show today, guys. Once again, we appreciate you stopping by. We appreciate you liking, subscribing, hitting the comments. And remember, we're also going to get into a lot more topics later on this week. So closing comments, Coach Flat, what do you got to say before we leave? Also, real quick, guys, if you want to catch us, I think there's a good chance we might be streaming some Fortnites after this. Good chance. Coach Flat, is it Fortnite or is it going to be green eggs and ham?
I'm going to go play Fortnite. And
what's up, Stilnia?
Who?
What's up? You still with us, Coach Flat?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I'm gonna go play Fortnite when we get off here with Howland and Dustin Carroll. And you're welcome to join us as long as we don't have 4.
As long as what?
We don't have 4.
Okay. And if we join, are we streaming?
Absolutely.
There we go. So if we do, guys, Chase T66 comes in with the no stream, though.
Nope.
Sad day.
Nope. We're streaming.
Nope. There we go. So just be on the lookout, guys. The Coach Plays might be streaming some Fortnite here in a minute. But as always, Coach Flat, real quick, thank you for joining between two whistles. And I think this is going to be a big hit. And I think we're going to have a lot of success. And I think we're going to be talking about a lot of topics.
I do as well. I'm excited about it. Look forward to getting to some more topics, Preds and college football and everything. We'll talk about the Titans and the Colts later on this week and get a preview of it, a good preview of it, and a good reaction to it next week, as well as Tennessee and Vandy. And then hopefully, I'm hoping for Tennessee and Michigan in a bowl game. So.
That'd be a good one. That would be a good one. I'm hoping for Tennessee to lose to Vandy and then have Tennessee versus Central Michigan in the Potato Bowl or something like that. That'd be good. That'd be good. But as always, guys, appreciate you watching. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, guys.
Peace.
Peace.